Hey folks, this is ioEther and we're back with some more World of Tanks. As you can see, this is Extreme Unicorn Warfare in his ISM. This is a tier 10 game on Fisherman's Bay, and this should be a pretty good game. So it's Saturday, so yeah, you guys expect a good game on Saturday, right? Yeah. Yes. I'm recording a bunch of this really ahead of time, so it just occurs to me I may have put the same hero twice in a row. Oops. If so, that wasn't planned. But anyways, I'm just gonna go with it. So yeah. Also, I'm running out of games, so send me games. Okay, so how to kill this thing? We're gonna pause this right here before he really gets into the battle. And we're gonna flip over to the what's it called? There we go. The armor model. And so if I can just follow you guys over, there we go. So this is what you're gonna be looking at generally when you're looking at an ISM from the front. 200 millimeters on the frontal armor. Not something really we want to be shooting at, but exactly the same on the lower plate. So if you have the choice, you might as well just shoot for whatever you have the best angle on. Meaning if you're about the same level as the tank, you might as well shoot for the frontal hull armor. And if you're lower than the tank or below it, you might as well shoot for the lower plate. Obviously, the more you get below this tank, the easier this gets. The harder it gets, and obviously the other way around too. But at the same time, you're not going to pen the top of this turret. You might pen that cupola way back there if you can hit it. It is flat, it is low down, it is on the side of the turret, which means if he wiggles that turret, oh, that's not what I want to do at all, then it's going to get really hard to hit that gun, or that weak spot. You can also hit, is there an actual spot down here? No. You can't actually hit the turret ring. don't bother shooting the turret ring. Unless you get really desperate and you have a decent amount of pen. And that, the only real place to shoot this thing is on the front. And again, that is assuming you can pen 200 millimeters. If it's angled, this is when it gets a bit interesting. So don't shoot on the side, obviously. It's ratcheting up towards 321. The farther it goes down the armor, the closer it is to the front, obviously the easier it is to hit. At this cheek right about here where it's nice and rounded, this is a beautiful, it's only 130 millimeters thick right there. So unless he's way over, well, even if he's way over angled, this is less than 200. That's where you want to be shooting. His turret, of course, it's going to be aimed towards you if I can ever figure out how to aim this turret. And then can we leave the turret right there? There we go. So his lower plate and his upper plate aren't worth shooting. But right here, just back of the drive wheel and up, you may be able to see where that, if I go over to the live version. Nope, no, that's not right. Visual? Visual, what I want to see, yeah. You can see where it starts to curve right here, right? Shoot there, and you're able to go in just in front of the little box thing and between the drive wheel. And that's your weak spot. If you can't see that, you're going to be aiming for the cupola. There isn't anywhere else on this tank that you really want to be trying to shoot at. Yes, this says it'll go in, but more likely it's just going to get eaten by the tracks, right? Okay, and we're just going to jump back over to World Tanks. Okay, so before we get started, as always, if you think this deserves the MVP for the week, which is actually going to end up being a different week than yesterday's game, so yes, he could win it twice in a row, then please do hit the like button. That will really help me out quite a bit. Also, ooh, that was a good shot. Also, if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe if you want more World Tanks content. I'm also obviously I'm also introducing a bunch of new games I want to put into the mix. A little bit of Minecraft is going to start showing up a little bit more, and whatever else I end up feeling like I'm recording a Deceit sometime soon, and so that's going to end up in the channel next week probably. And if you're already subscribed, make sure you hit the little notification It's a little bell next to the subscribe button. Otherwise, it doesn't show you everything I put out. YouTube stupidness. And all thanks then to patrons. And now we're gonna get into the game before we miss any more of it. So he's just gonna push his way up this ridgeline and start shooting this poor 1390, who's gonna have very little to no defense against him. Yeah, it feels like the 1390 should be able to peg the front of his tank and like track him in place, but in practice that's not what happens. This thing is low enough down that he can actually push up this ridge against tanks that should be able to you know, basically just stop him in his tracks, and he's perfectly fine as long as they don't have gun depression and they're not sitting on the ridge line waiting for him. He's gonna be okay. And now that he's gotten into the side of the Scorpion wasn't even paying attention in this general direction. You can see the Scorpion actually thinks he's getting shot from the north, and so he backs up towards Extreme in an effort to try and get away from the shots that he thinks are coming in from the other side of the map. Bad place for the Batchat. Now the Batchat, yes, they're surrounded, and that's bad. But the Batchat really could have run. Before the Scorpion started getting shot, the Batchat had gone undetected and then bolted. As soon as he saw the Scorpion take damage, he may have been able to get out of there while we were reloading. Obviously, it would have involved the Batchat knowing that we were the ones who shot the Scorpion and all that. But that's not hard to determine based on the fact that the Scorpion was hidden from everybody else. And the Batchat obviously would know, since we've already shot him, how much damage we do. Wow. Good job. Also, good job not getting shot by the Ramatal, who is apparently firing over our tank and between our turret and the, you know, our engine deck, which is a silly place to be firing on a friendly. Good lord. HE shell loaded for the artillery and puts that one in, and now he's looking for the grill again with an HE shell loaded. This is going to turn out to be a nice, fast, quick game. He's aiming for above the tracks so he doesn't waste the shell and does 400 and, well, basically 500 damage. Oh, that Roomba got executed because he was too far. Well, no, he just didn't realize there was a GW Tiger there. And thankfully the Tiger didn't shoot us, it just blasted up and over and took out the Roomba. The grill though, the grill definitely wanted us dead. I wonder if that was maybe the like 800 damage we did to it. And by we, I of course mean Extreme Unicorn Warfare. So he's ignoring the GW Tiger because he knows it's not a threat to him. Also, he's not going to get any damage in there. He might as well just hurry towards things he might be able to kill. Unfortunately, as it turns out, he could have actually gone and gotten damage in on the GW Tiger a lot easier than it would have been for him to get damage on the rest of the team because, well, they're already dead and he's nowhere near anybody. So that's where we're going to end this game. It's a nice quick one, right? But you can see people just not knowing where to shoot this tank, thinking that this is just a normal IS turret or something, and just blasting away at the turret. So many shots at the turret, whereas very few people shot the hull of this thing. I don't actually know where that that grill penned us, actually. Oh yeah, down and through the engine deck, which is actually quite easy to pen. It's something like 30 millimeters on the engine deck. And so if you can get above this thing and fire down into it, then this, you can almost just fire HE through it and be perfectly fine. And so that was a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Extreme, for sending this in, and we're just going to pop over and see what his battle results are. So, obviously, Master Badge, Ace Tanker, Bruiser, Fire for Effect, Confederate, and a high caliber. This was well done and well executed. And other than a couple of people that, wait, he got spotting damage on the GW Tiger? How? Okay. 52 is a weird number for spotting damage. especially since it still had most of its health near the end of that game. Okay, that's a little weird, but other than that, yeah, this was a good game. Obviously, he did. It was a great game, not just a good game. He did over 5,400 damage and 1,500 base experience. This is crazy. This is probably among the top 5 experience on the channel. I kind of regret putting this back to back with a game that I'm pretty sure was the highest experience on the channel. Maybe I'm totally wrong about what game you guys saw yesterday. But I'm pretty sure I'm not. I recorded these in batches that are so far apart that I've forgotten what I recorded before. And it wasn't until I got in this game and started announcing it that it clicked in my head. This feels familiar. So, oops. I'm sorry if I've messed this up. It happens. I can't necessarily remember half the games I cast, 3 or 4 days ago. Never mind. When I did the last batch. Which was actually only 2 days ago, but it was before a bunch of other stuff in life happened. It's fine. We're not going to talk about that. With the assistance damage, he does make the 6k damage club. Not that that's surprising. I mean, obviously, Extreme's already a member, and he's been there for a while. He's one of the guys that I really, really enjoy a game he sends me, because every time he sends me a game, they're always amazing, fantastic, like once in a lifetime for everybody else kind of games. And obviously for Extreme, he picks them up whenever he chooses, and they are glorious to watch. And so I hope he keeps sending me in those games, because I adore watching those games. And so 5,000 experience. Unfortunately, not earning quite as much as I thought he was gonna, but that's mostly because of the fact that we took so much damage. And that's just the way that goes sometimes. That's ammunition, not damage. That's damage. So fired off so much ammo. I guess he can't actually help that, considering the fact that I don't think he fired much, if any, gold this game. Otherwise, that price would be a lot higher. So I guess it's just the consumables. 10,000 in consumables is always going to set you back a bit. So I'm trying to wonder why it's only 10,000, unless maybe this was done during a half-price consumable weekend, and so that's a premium consumable. Anyways, it doesn't matter. What matters is this was an awesome game, and I need to wrap this up before it goes too long. So thank you all for watching again. If you like this, please do hit the like button to vote for Extreme Unicorn Warfare as the MVP of the week, netting him 500 gold if he wins. Please subscribe if you want more of this kind of content, especially the World Tank stuff, which will be 7 days a week. And also, if you are subscribed, please do hit the little notification button. Apparently, you don't get notified otherwise, so you don't know my stuff comes out, because YouTube's stupid sometimes. And of course, in all things, thank the Patrons, for they really support this channel, and they are amazing. And I love them all to death. And I'll see you guys next time. This is ioEther out.